Let me ask you, I mean, the property from what I see right now, Esteban, looks amazing. It looks like it's been out there for a couple of months. What's your experience been like so far, other than you having every Tom, Dick, and Harry realtor call you to bug you like I am?
Well, I mean, we're getting a lot of showings, but it's just mostly the most attention we're getting is from realtors. They just continuously call and conversations like this.
Yeah, and if I'm you, quite frankly, that's super frustrating. Am I right? Yeah,
but I do want to point out, obviously I want to sell on my own, so I'm not listing with anybody, so I just, do you have a buyer? I mean,
yeah, for sure, right? So I'm with you. Like, the last thing you want to do is hire an agent that may or may not provide any value, and you have to pay them a bunch of money. Like, that's stupid. And quite frankly, in a market like this, and I'm just shooting you straight because you're being so honest with me, the reality is for sale by owners are selling on their own every single day. And that's the exact reason why I'm calling you, because your property has not sold. And I'm just blown away that we're even having this conversation. What do you think, honestly, is the reason why we're still having this conversation?
I don't know. It's just not selling. I really don't know.
Let me just give you this, right? So all the other properties, certainly, and I'll email you this, and quite frankly, I don't mind at all. I'm going to email you something with all the other houses in your neighborhood that have gone on the market, come off the market, sold during the period of time that you've been trying to sell your property. I want you to look at that and just see if you take anything from it. Is that fair?
Yeah. You're kind of catching me off guard already. I mean, I feel like I'm not as defensive. Even trying to be defensive, it's difficult with your line of questioning.
Let's just keep going. Like, come on. Like, so I'm going to send that to you, and really, I don't mind. I mean, is that fair?
You can send it to me. I just, I'm not listing. Obviously, I don't want to pay an agent. I could just do it all on my own. There's nothing that that I've gotten this one. There's nothing that that I don't know. So
I agree. I can tell by this conversation, like, you're way smarter than I am. So I already know that. And let's get it out of the way right now that I don't want to list your house. So let's just put that to rest. You're smarter than me, and I'm never going to list your house. So all that I'm trying to figure out is every house in Steamboat Springs, just like yours, is selling in 2 to 3 days tops with multiple offers. Yet you and I are here having a conversation 45 days later, and you're the only one that hasn't sold. My question for you is, why in the world is that happening to you? Because my concern is this. Do you mind if I share that with you?
Sure.
My concern is, what do you think? What do you think as a buyer when you see a house that's been sitting out there for longer than every other house out there? And be honest.
I don't know. I guess, just agents, they say they're bringing a buyer and they're not.
No. Let me ask you a different question. You as a buyer, Esteban, let's pretend you're going to go out there and buy a house. Mm-hmm. And all the houses that you see are selling extremely fast, right? That's like this market we're in. But you see this one house that's been sitting out there forever that's not selling. What does your mind immediately think if you're being really honest with me?
I guess maybe there's something wrong with the house. Maybe.
That's right. So do you think it's reasonable that other people might be thinking that about your home if you're being honest?
Yeah, they may. Mm-hmm.
So here's my question. Listen, I'm going to leave you with this. And I'm sure you've gotten every realtor in town calling you, trying to tell you this, that, and the other thing. You've had it up to here. My question for you is, at some point in time, and it has to make sense because you're not going to do anything unless it makes sense. Am I right?
Yeah, that's correct.
At some point in time, would you be open to me showing you a plan that allows you to do two things? A, sell the property at a premium, which is what you want, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Like, you don't want to give it away, right?
No.
And then the other thing is putting the money in your pocket that you need, net bottom line. Because you sound like a type of guy that's all you care about is the bottom line. If I showed you a plan, some point in the future, would you be open to at least looking at it? And be open with me. If no, then I'll never call you again. But you sound like the type of guy that wants to get this done. Am I wrong?
I mean, I definitely want to sell. It's just, I just don't see how that's possible. I mean,
And
I have to pay a commission, it's 6% or whatever. I mean, it's a lot of money. I just don't see how you could possibly do that.
yeah, and that is exactly why we need to meet, because I think after you see this plan, you will think about this completely differently, because I'll tell you this, the way in which I do business is completely different than any other realtor you've ever talked to in your life. And I know those are words. After I show that to you, you can make that decision for yourself. Is that fair?
Yeah, I mean, can you just email it to me?
I'd be happy to meet with, I'll be happy to email it to you. What's the best email for you typically? All right, cool, got it. So let me ask you this, before I let you go, I gotta run off right now. I've got another appointment. Do you think it's time for us to meet and have a serious conversation with a top agent and somebody as smart as you to really look at combining our efforts to get this property sold? Or are you completely against that? You think that's completely unreasonable?
And I just have to take a look at the email first. I have to take a look at what you have, your resume and all that stuff, and I'll make a decision then.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll shoot you an email. If it's something you want to talk further with, great. I am not going to hound you. I'm too crazy busy to hound you. You're going to need to tell me if it's something you're open to, because here's the deal. I'm not going to try to convince you to do anything. You will look at this and tell me when you start looking at my flexible commission, my easy exit listing, and my smart seller program, which allows you, Esteban, to sell on your own even after working with me. When you look at that, you're going to ask yourself, wait a minute, I can still sell on my own while Brandon's marketing it, so I get best of both worlds. Maybe I should look at that, but you'll make that decision, won't you?
Yes, yeah, and I'll take a look at your email.
All right, cool. I'll send it off to you. And then when do you think you and I should talk again?
You can follow up with me in a couple weeks.
Okay, fair enough. I'll send you an email here shortly, and I'll follow up with you in a couple weeks. And I will call you. Will you take my call and be honest?
I'll take your call.
Okay, cool. Well, I appreciate it. Good conversation. I think you're a good guy. I don't care what all the realtors are saying about you. I think you're a good dude, and so I think you're going to be just fine. But I'll send you an email, and then we'll stay in touch. Sound fair?
Sounds fair. Thank you.